Once upon a time, in a vast sunlit savanna, there lived a magnificent lion named Leo. He was the king of all animals, and his mane shimmered like the golden sun. His powerful roar could be heard from miles away, commanding respect and awe from everyone. But Leo was not just a fierce lion. He was a wise and just king, known for his kindness and fairness. Leo ruled over a kingdom that thrived with life. Herds of zebras grazed in the tall grasses. Elephants roamed the plains, and birds filled the sky with their songs. The animals loved their king because he protected them from danger, helped settle their disputes, and made sure that peace reigned across the land. But one year, something terrible happened. The rains, which usually came every season to nourish the savanna, never arrived. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, but not a single drop of water fell from the sky. The rivers dried up, the plants withered, and the animals grew desperate. Without water, life in the savanna was at risk. One day, a council of animals gathered at Leo's den to discuss the dire situation. Among them were Elion the elephant, Zazu the zebra, Benny the baboon, and many others. They all looked up to Leo for guidance. "The rivers are empty, King Leo," Elion rumbled, his voice deep with worry. "The herds have no place to drink, and soon there will be nothing left to eat." "We've searched the farthest parts of the kingdom," added Zazu, "but there is no water anywhere. What shall we do?" Leo sat quietly for a moment, thinking. He knew the animals were suffering, and as their king, it was his duty to help them. But the drought was beyond his control. Even with his great strength, he could not make the rain fall. After a long silence, Leo spoke, his voice calm and thoughtful. "I have heard of a secret oasis beyond the mountains," he said. "It is said to be a place of endless water, but the journey is dangerous, and it has been untouched for many generations. We must send a group of our strongest animals to find it." The animals murmured among themselves. The oasis sounded like their only hope, but the journey would be treacherous. The path to the mountains was filled with predators and rough terrain. "I will go," Leo declared, his voice filled with determination. "I will lead the expedition. It is my responsibility as king to ensure the survival of our kingdom." The animals gasped. They could not imagine their king putting himself in such danger. But Leo was steadfast in his decision. He knew that he had to act. The next morning, Leo gathered a small group of brave animals to join him on the journey. Elion the elephant, who was strong and steady, Tima the cheetah, who was fast and agile, and Kofi the eagle, who could fly ahead to scout the land. Together they set off toward the distant mountains, leaving behind the dry and withered savanna. The journey was long and difficult. They crossed vast stretches of barren land, climbed steep cliffs, and navigated through dense forests. Every night they slept under the stars, and every day they grew more tired and thirsty. But Leo never gave up hope, and his courage inspired the others to keep going. One afternoon, after many days of traveling, they reached the base of the great mountains. The air was cooler here, and they could hear the faint sound of water in the distance. But before they could celebrate, a new challenge emerged. A pack of wild hyenas blocked their path, snarling and laughing menacingly. "These lands belong to us," the leader of the hyenas growled. "Turn back or face our wrath." Leo stepped forward, his golden mane shining in the sunlight. "We seek the oasis beyond these mountains. Our kingdom is dying, and we need water to survive. Let us pass, and we will not disturb your land." The hyenas sneered. "Why should we let you pass? What do we care if your kingdom dies?" Leo's eyes narrowed. He could easily fight the hyenas and defeat them with his strength, but he knew that violence would only lead to more suffering. So instead, he used his wisdom. "If you let us pass, we will share the water with you," Leo, the lion, said. "You are also part of this land, and your survival depends on the water, just like ours. Together, we can save both our kingdoms." The hyenas hesitated. They had never been offered kindness before, and they were not used to thinking of others. But Leo's words resonated with them. Slowly, the leader of the hyenas nodded. "Very well," he said, "we will let you pass, but remember your promise." With the hyenas' blessing, Leo and his companions continued their journey up the mountain. At last, they reached the top, and before them lay the most beautiful sight they had ever seen. The secret oasis sparkled in the sunlight, with clear blue water stretching as far as the eye could see. Trees and plants flourished around the oasis, and birds flew overhead. "We've found it!" Tima the cheetah exclaimed, her heart bursting with joy. "We've saved our kingdom!" Leo smiled, his heart swelling with pride, but he knew their work was not done. "We must bring this water back to the savannah," he said, "and we must keep our promise to the hyenas." With Elion's strength and Kofi's speed, they quickly devised a plan to transport the water back to their kingdom. They carried large containers of water down the mountain and shared it with both the animals of the savannah and the hyenas. When they returned to the savannah, the animals rejoiced. The rivers were refilled, the plants began to grow again, and life returned to the land. Leo's bravery, wisdom, and kindness had saved them all. From that day on, the animals of the savannah lived in harmony with the hyenas, sharing the land and its resources. And Leo, the wise Lion King, ruled with even greater love and respect, knowing that true strength comes not just from power, but from wisdom, compassion, and unity.